Hello, this is Mr. Parks with my video for 4th grade for March the 20th, covering the work from Thursday the 19th. We have our faithful math assistant Ernie with us again today. He's double checked to make sure I don't make any mistakes, and he's going to be guarding our studio while we work today. So if we hear any squirrels or anything outside, he might start singing the song of his people. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our problems. Today we were working with factors and multiples. Number one, what is a factor pair of 36? So two numbers that I can multiply together to get 36. Of my options here, only letter A is a correct answer. Number two, which is not a multiple of 10, which means I cannot count by 10 to get to this number. That would be letter A, 5. Number 5, which number is a multiple of 53 that is a prime number? So the only number I can count by 53 to get to is 53 here. So that would be letter D. Number 3, which number is both a factor and a multiple of 8? So to be a multiple of 8, I have to count by 8 to get to that number. And to be a factor of 8, I have to multiply 8 times another number to get there. And that would just be letter C. Number 4, which number is a composite number? So a composite number is a number that has two factors that are not the number itself and 1. So 11 I can only get to by counting by 11. 17 I can only count by 1 or 17 to get to. 23 I can only count by 1 or 23 to get to. 27 I can count by 9 and 3 to get to, other than 1 and 27. So that would be letter D. Number 9, decide if each number is prime or composite. So 2, I can only count by 1 and 2 to get there, so technically 2 is a prime number. 25 is a composite because I can count by 5s to get there. 33 I can count by 3 and 11 to get there. 39 I can count by 3 and 13 to get there. 41, using my trick of adding together the two place values, I can do 4 plus 1, and that gives me 5, which is not a multiple of 3. It's an odd number, which means this one is going to be a prime number. 55, I can count by 5s to get there, so it's a composite number. 67, if I use my trick to see if I can count by 3s, 6 plus 7 is 13, which is not a multiple of 3. So this one's going to be a prime number. 87, I can use this trick. I can get 15. 15 is a multiple of 3, so this one is a composite number. That would be the answer to 29 times 3. Number 11, which number is a multiple of 4 and a factor of 80? So this one, letter A is a factor of 80, but it's not a multiple of 4. Letter B is a multiple of 4. It's the first multiple of 4. And I can count by 4 to get to 80, so that one's going to work. Letter C is a multiple of 4 and a factor of 80. Letter D is a factor of 80, but is not a multiple of 4. Letter E is a multiple of 4, but not a factor of 80. And letter F is a multiple of 4 and a factor of 80. Number 12, the table shows the number of noodle cups in different size packs. Select the box that describes each number. You may select more than one box for each number. So if I'm starting with 6 packages, that is a multiple of 6. If I have 15 packages, that is a multiple of 5. 30 is a multiple of both 5 and 6 because I can do 6 times 5 to get to 30. And if I can count by 6 and 5 to get to 30, I can also count by those numbers to get to its double, which is 60. Number 14, which statement is true? All composite numbers have 3 or more factors. So depending on how you interpret this, that means you could multiply 3 different numbers to get there. Technically, you could, with the third factor being 1. This is not the best way that I would explain this. So I would say maybe. And we'll just kind of put a little star next to that one. So if I do 8 times 4 to get to 32, I could also do 8 times 4 times 1 to get to 32. So that one probably could be true, but that is not the way that I would try to explain it to anyone. Letter B, all numbers ending in 0 are multiples of 5. This is only true once we get to 10. If I start with 0, 0 is not a multiple of 5, so that kind of breaks the rule on that one. Letter C, all numbers ending in 6 have 2 as a factor. That is correct because any number ending in 6 has to be an even number, and you can count by 2 to get to any even number. Letter D, all prime numbers are odd numbers. This is only true after we are finished with 2. So 1, 2, 3, and then after that 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so forth. After we get past number 2, all of them are odd numbers, so that's not going to work. All multiples of 4 have 8 as a factor. That is not correct because my first multiple of 4 is 4, and I cannot count by 8 to get to 4. All multiples of even numbers are even. That is true because any number times an even number has to be an even number. We learned that back in 3rd grade. So letter C and letter F and probably letter A, again with that little side note that suggests that's probably not the best way to explain that. So those are the problems for today. Hope that helped everybody. I know there's a couple confusions probably still on 1 or 2 of those. Just understand that there are more than one way that you could possibly look at a couple of those kind of statements. So you're not going to be expected to answer very many of those kind of questions on the state test anyway. It's just kind of a thought exercise. I will see you all tomorrow. My video for tomorrow's work, for Friday's work, will come out at 6 p.m. on Friday, so you won't have to wait until Saturday morning to see the answers to that, and that'll make it a little bit easier for you to get to enjoy your weekend sooner. So hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.